art teacher here at Countryside School, and I have the privilege to teach the Chinese immersion kids this year. And it's been a lovely experience working with Ms. Chin, and a very enriching experience for me as a teacher, just professionally stimulating. So thank you for sharing your kids with us. And we just have a few things that we wanted to share with you today.
I'm Chin. I'm the Chinese section of the Chinese immersion program at kindergarten. So today we're going to share some of the things that we are doing right now and our expectations of the kids and expectation of how parents can help students to be successful in the Chinese immersion program. So in the Chinese sections of the Chinese immersion program, we are focusing on all 4 sections of language acquisition: listening, speaking, reading, as well as writing. Listening for right now, our major objectives is that the kids could understand directions given in Chinese. It seems rather simple, but it is not, because I have to do a lot of scaffolding from the very beginning, because kindergarten is the very first year that the child have ever even hear the language. So this is I am their first round. So my major focus is to get the classroom management, classroom rules grounded, and then they can understand directions. For example, take off your jacket, hang it up, and then go back to your seat, stand up. Very basic classroom directions spoken in Chinese. And then for speaking, my expectation as of this point is that all requests, for example, using the bathroom, asking to drink water, and things like that, must be in Chinese. And so far, all our students, I can say that, are able to do that. And also at this point, kids are pretty good at reciting rhymes and songs in Chinese too. One of the major focus in kindergarten is the Chinese character acquisitions. Not only that, we are working on helping the kids learn to recognize the characters and to tell what it is. For example, if I show the word big, they will be able to tell me in Chinese how to say it, as well as they will have to understand the meaning of the character. So we are spending quite a lot of time on character recognitions and understanding the meaning. For writing, our students right now are beginning to learn how to write sentences or to answer questions asked in Chinese. For example, if I ask them, can the bird fly, the kids will have to answer it in complete written sentence. A bird can fly. So they are learning how to use the words from the question to answer, to give me an answer in writing. Culture, and we do have celebrations. We have our Chinese New Year celebrations, and then we have invited an artist coming in to teach the kids calligraphy, and also we will have our dragon boat and kite flying in May. So for science, right now we have done our properties. We are going into rocks and minerals for this month, and then when in spring, like May, April, we'll do an animal unit. As for math, for kindergarten right now is very hands-on. Our focus mainly is on number concept. For example, they need to count and to be able to tell quantity arranged in different ways. It's quite a lot for our end.
And we've been collaborating on that.
Yes.
I partner up with Ms. Chin, and she tells me what we think the kids need to know in English as well, to be able to understand the concepts in Chinese as well. So once a week, I pull small groups and we work on some of the concepts. Like right now, we're working on counting by tens and then counting on by ones, and so we basically collaborate and see where the kids need some of that English to be able to understand the concepts in her room, because we don't want them to miss out on some of those core concepts that they need to move on and learn and just add on to their existing knowledge of math and number concepts. So
in math and science, it has been really beneficial. I can see the difference, like the impact on the students.
I think just having some of that background knowledge, like today we talked about rocks and they were practicing. We try to focus on one reading comprehension skill at a time. So today they worked on wondering, pre-reading, pondering, and then being able to reflect on what you just read, and did your questions get answered during the reading. So, and I'm basically building the background knowledge, and then they go on to Mrs. Chin, and then it just makes more sense to them what she's talking about.
When they come to me, then we will have the hands-on experiment, but they already have some background knowledge from Mrs. Wang.
All right, so we tried to keep it simple here, but this is what we hope where we hope kids are at the end of kindergarten. If you look at the reading section, we hope they're at level D, but a lot of kids did come in being beyond that level, so they are going to, but then as we assess them, what we notice is that their comprehension is never on par with their fluency. They might be reading at level, because I've had kids coming in a J and K, that's what we hope where we hope kids are at end of first grade, but their comprehension is never on par, because we're looking at really deeper understanding of what they're reading. So when that happens, we kind of do have to tone it down a few levels so they so we can fill those gaps in comprehension, especially because I always tell them, I know you're a fabulous reader, you can read very fluently, but are you understanding everything that you read? So that's very critical at this point, and that's what we're working on. So we hope that they're at level D by the end of kindergarten, and they're able to read for at least 15 minutes at length, and we're trying to build that reading stamina, even when it comes to writing, being able to sit there for a prolonged period of time and sustain that attention, that focus. Because moving on again in first grade, they're going to be expected to read for 20 minutes at a stretch, or write for 30 minutes at a stretch. So right now, we work about 20 minutes of writing time every day. That's just a very sacred time in kindergarten, because that's when they get to take in all these pieces in literacy, just the letter sounds and letter names, everything, and they put it together. It's their time to apply what they know. So that is my assessment every single day, right there. Are they able to do that? When that transfer does not happen, that's a red flag for me. So that does bring me to writing. So right now we're working on them being independently being able to write for 20 minutes. That's when I work with small groups of kids and help them where they need help and assistance, and they're able to put letter sounds together to spell words as accurately as possible. They're inventive spelling. Sight words obviously are tricky words, and we hope that they can, if they're able to recognize all of the sight words that are being assigned, they should be working on spelling them correctly, because they're just all tricky words. They just have to know how to spell it, memorize the spelling, and being able to transfer that to writing. They know how to use available resources to spell sight words in writing, and we have sight words displayed in the classroom. They have little note cards in their folders, on their desks, so they should be able to, we're teaching them to be independent learners. So, and we've given them the resources, we've taught them how to use those resources. Are they able to do that on their own is something that we look for. Using basic punctuations to create meaningful sentences. Again, these are also open-ended. Every child is functioning at his or her own level, and we work at their level. So some are able to use punctuations beyond basic punctuation, and some are working on being able to integrate that period at the end of the sentence, and using capital letters at the beginning of the sentences and things like that.
Then we, as teachers, we think that there's one thing that you can do to help your kids to be successful is to check and help them complete all homework and consistently. So it does make a difference, and it does show how well they can do in class if you are consistently helping them with the homework, and to make make sure that they complete it and then to do it in a good effort. As for Chinese immersion, I always put the new characters that I'm teaching on my webpage, and when kids come back and tell me that I'm practicing every day, I honestly can tell you that I see a huge difference in how much faster that child can learn as well as to retain those characters. So, and once, I would say that it's like a click. When it's click, everything will just fall in place nicely.
I think that's that.
Thank you,
We're
Rita.
just here to say that we're a team, and we do rely on your help a lot at home as well, because time is something that's very limited in our day. So thank you for everything